everyone, and welcome to another episode of Simply Nerdy. I'm your host, Steven. I'm joined today by Anthony.
Hello again, everyone.
And guess what? We had a Nintendo Direct not too long ago. We are a little late reporting on this, but we had a Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase.
And this time it was actually pretty darn good.
Third time's a charm, right, Anth?
That's so.
So we're going to hop right into it. We're going to give our thoughts on each of the titles that were announced in order. So first we're looking at Monster Hunter. Anthony, what did you think of Monster Hunter?
So I'm actually pretty excited for this one. I have not actually played a Monster Hunter game before. I know it's got a pretty strong cult following, though. So I'm very curious. There were a couple of things that kind of got me pretty excited about this one, though. This game kind of looks a little bit more fancy than we would normally expect the Switch to be able to handle. It kind of makes me wonder.
I agree. It looks really good.
I mean, it kind of makes me wonder if this is a tacit indication that maybe this will be a launch title for the Switch Pro that we keep hearing more rumors about.
Ooh.
Then again, maybe it's just really well optimized. I mean, we have seen some pretty darn good PS4 level games that are ported over with some compromises, so maybe that's what we're seeing here. But the release date they put at the end of the announcement, I think it was March 26th of next year, seems to jive pretty closely with the rumored release of the Switch Pro. So
it's true.
I mean, I guess in the end that's all just speculation. It certainly seems to fit the timeline. I'm very curious, and I also have to say, I don't know, the wire bug thing seems like it's going to introduce exploration elements that are very reminiscent of the type of exploration you could have in Breath of the Wild. So that's also
the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong draw for me. That's very interesting.
And it looks like you can climb like you can in Breath of the Wild too. Monster Hunter. So I haven't been really big into Monster Hunter, but I agree with Anthony. This game actually intrigues me.
So Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin. I didn't play the first one. I've heard people who have said some really good things about it, but I am actually pretty interested. Again, I mean, as I said before, I haven't played a Monster Hunter before, but they kind of got me in my weak spot with the story-driven RPG approach.
And that's where they lost me.
Whatever, Steve. Steven pretends to be an RPG hater because it's how he trolls me. But he's played some RPGs and has liked them. So bear with him. His heresies are mostly joking, I think.
It's true. Fitness boxing. Too. Yeah. What do you think, Anth? I mean, I'm not really big into the fitness boxing. I guess I've never played them, so I can't say I don't like them or not. But I've been really big into Ring Fit Adventure, and I think that's been kicking my butt anyway.
I mean, it kind of seems like it could be pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, it certainly looks like it could be a good workout, when done over a long period of time. I don't feel like this one really sold me. Like you said, Ring Fit Adventure is kind of where I've found the perfect balance for my taste as far as fun and working out kind of go together.
All right, Ant, here's another one of my heresies. I am not into JRPGs, so therefore this next one doesn't really intrigue me. What do you think?
Oh, Disgaea. Yeah, well, so I actually haven't played any of the Disgaea games either. I mean, my understanding is that this is actually a pretty big deal, that it's not only coming to the Switch, but that it's a Switch exclusive.
Nice. It's always good to have.
So this is probably a pretty big announcement for a lot of people. I guess I don't have a whole lot more to say to that, though, myself. So.
So moving on. Okay, so next we have Empire of Sin.
Yeah, this wasn't interesting to me at all.
And we can move on, because that's all I have to say about this, too. It's not my... Next we have Sniper Elite 4. I am only interested in some shooters, and I'm not really feeling this one.
See, now, on the other hand, I was actually kind of intrigued by it.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I've not I've not played a Sniper Elite game before, but
Neither.
I mean, they didn't really show us a ton, though. There's mostly just a lot of cinematic footage here, and then there's a moment when it shows him take a long shot at some sort of tanker, and it blows up. It looks good on the Switch, so I'm intrigued. I'll probably kind of hold out judgment until I can see some reviews.
All right, so next we have The Long Dark.
What was it? It's like a survival game?
It's a survival game. Yeah, look at the art style, dude.
It's very painterly.
I mean, it doesn't look the best, I suppose. It looks kind of choppy in some places, but when you look at their faces, it looks really good.
I'm not sure where it figures on my list at this point, but
it's not really on my list. I just said
again, I heard some people were saying that it's a good game, so we'll see. It would have to do a lot to climb my backlog, though. So.
Cool. All right. Next we have PGA Tour 2K21, and I'm going to say right off the bat, Anthony, golf is in my top 3 most boring sports to watch. It's actually my number 1 most boring sport to watch. Number 2 is baseball, and number 3 is soccer. But, it's definitely not my thing, and I really have no interest in playing a golf game. I'm sorry. Hate me in the comments below.
I actually join you in that heresy. I'm sure some people will repudiate us for our opinion here, but golf is actually my least favorite sport ever. So
there you go. See, there you go.
Definitely don't have anything else to say here.
Next we have Hades.
Okay, I'm excited for this one.
Now, I really want to play this one so bad, but I'm out of money.
I've heard so I read somewhere that Supergiant, so they're the ones behind Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre, which, as I understand it, were all some pretty well-reviewed games. But I was reading a review, or at least kind of an impressions article from someone, I don't remember where at this point, but they were indicating that the first 3 games in Supergiant's repertoire, they did a very, very good job of taking a roguelike approach to gaming and still making story and exposition work really well, but that the combat systems sometimes didn't necessarily stand up to the same level of quality. At least that's what they were suggesting.
Right.
But having said that, they then said that in this game, they managed to keep the strong storytelling, in a roguelike setting, but also couple it with a really strong battle system. So that's definitely...
The battle system is looking awesome.
It looks to be a really fun one. The kind of has a Diablo-like kind of appearance to the combat, which honestly is for some reason something that just really draws me in to begin with. But then to hear that it has a good system to it as well, just sounds like a lot of fun. The idea that there's permadeath is kind of intimidating, but it sounds like they kind of tie it into the story in meaningful ways. So I guess we'll see what that means. But I'm very intrigued.
Balan Wonderworld. I don't like anything that is reminiscent of Alice in Wonderland. It's just too weird.
Why?
I don't know. I'm a weirdo. I don't really like that movie. And I don't know why, but this gives me Alice in Wonderland vibes a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. It's a strange-looking game.
It looks too kiddish, too. I don't know.
Okay, Steven, I'm going to stop you right there. You are a Nintendo fan. You play Mario games. All right.
Those aren't bad. This looks
Steve, we just have to, and plus this whole like dialogue of I can't play a game if it appears kid-like. No.
That's not what maybe that is what I said. I do love childish games, and they're awesome. But I don't know why. This one is just, I can't figure it out. But I just can't pinpoint why. I don't look at that.
All right, fair enough. There's a few questions of production quality that I'm uncertain about. Like the way the characters move just seem really clunky. It's kind of strange. But maybe that's not a big deal if it turns out to be a well-made game regardless. I guess I do have to admit that the kind of weirdness of it makes me, again, feel like I'm going to kind of hold out judgment until I can have a better idea of how good it is. So I'll probably be waiting for reviews again. But
so you admit it. You admit it. It's weird.
It's a strange game. But I think it's leaning into that. I think it's leaning into that really hard. I'm just gonna have to wait and see if it's worth my time.
All right, Rune Factory 5. So the art style is really nice, but I'm not really into anime, so this is an instant no.
Oh, come on, Steve. You're such a snob. You are such a snob. Oh my heavens. Just writing it off because it's anime, Steven, that's just the cutscenes. Oh, wow. Steven, you're a Pokemon fan. Oh my gosh, this guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So don't listen to Steven and don't practice his practice of, writing off games because of their art style, Steve.
Selective art style picking is a thing. Okay?
You goob. Anyway, I'm intrigued, but I have to admit that I am really not a fan of the farming simulator type game. And that is obviously a very big part of Rune Factory. You have your farm, albeit a fantastical one, but still you're tending a farm, going through the process of, courting a potential spouse and things like that. And, that's all very well and good, but generally not the type of thing I'm looking for in a video game. You're such a stinker, Steve. It's anime. I'm not going to ever play it. Whatever, dude.
No.
Whatever. Just you wait, Steven. Someday they're going to make a Zelda that looks like an anime, and then you're going to have to eat your words.
That's probably true.
We'll see how much you stick to your ideals then.
All right, and then last but not least, Anthony, I think this announcement was only a matter of time. Heck yeah. And I'm still out of money. And this Ori and the Will of the Wisps shadow dropped on the Nintendo Switch
on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
I honestly did not think that this was a matter of time. I thought that Microsoft was going to hold on to this one forever, and I never expected it to come to the Switch. So I'm very happy that it's doing so.
Anthony might have screamed.
I already played. I shamelessly did. So this is a huge deal. And it's such a good game. I already played it on my PC because, I honestly didn't think it was going to come, and I didn't want to wait, on the hope of something I didn't think was going to happen. But anyway, I made double dip just because I, want to show support for bringing such an excellent game to a platform it was very unlikely to ever appear on, as far as I was concerned.
But it's perfect for
the Switch. Yeah. When I saw the Moon Studios logo pop up, I was just like, wait, what? No, what? And then it started showing the opening cinematic, and I just immediately started screaming a lot, and then and laughing a lot. And then when they said that it was releasing the same day, then I laughed a whole lot harder. This is a really good game. If you have not played this game, do yourself a favor and go get this game. And oh my gosh, I didn't realize that this bundle came with Blind Forest and Will of the Wisps.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
I actually haven't played either one.
I know you're a fan of Metroidvania games, and these are about the best it gets.
The best it gets without the Metroid name.
Yep.
And
yep, absolutely. So I would highly recommend it, Steve. And also to all of you listeners, if you have not played this game, do yourself a favor and pick it up. It's incredible.
Simply Nerdy gives it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Steven is just full of heresies today. This guy does not currently represent the actual views of this channel. Thank you very much.
Tune in next week. Maybe I'll be official again.
After you play it, Steve.
I think Anthony would give this a 10 out of 10, both games.
Oh, well, I don't know if it's a close. It's probably somewhere between 9 and 9.5. There's some, there's some things that I would want improved, but I won't say more.
All right. Do you have anything else to add, Anthony, for this presentation? I feel like this was the most solid Nintendo Direct Mini that we've had.
Oh yeah. The last thing I wanted to say, honestly, was it kind of seems like this time they really brought the heavy hitters, and to be honest, this is not only the best partner showcase we've seen, although, of course, that is by a huge margin, because the first two did not set a very high bar. But, this is one of the best directs I've seen, whether it's a partner showcase or not. That was really hype stuff. And, And also, can we just say those Monster Hunter announcements are huge.
You heard it here first, and thank you so much for listening. If you like this video, please give us a subscribe and a like. It really helps us out. And yeah, until next time, guys.
Keep it nerdy.